What's good, everybody, man? It's Big Game James. We in these work streets. Actually, we on these break streets. Feel me? But you know what time it is. Cowboys had a game last night, and it's time to talk about it. And I know you heard it from 3,422 Cowboys content people out there, but you ain't heard it from me. So let's talk about it. So first off, biggest thing I want to talk about is DeMarvion Overshown. The news came out today that he has a torn ACL, PCL, and MCL. I mean, out of everything that happened this whole year, I would say out of everything that's happened all year, with the way this team is gone, the season, everything, Dak being out, this injury hurt me. Because DeMarvion Overshown is like a good dude. Like, just seems like he's one of them good dudes that you just don't want an injury to happen to him. And he was turning. It's not like he ain't good. He had like 85 tackles, 5 sacks, interception, return for a touchdown. I mean, dude was a dog, and he was dogging in that game too. And just seeing that injury was nasty. And, a tweet was made that, a what if tweet. Wonder if he's going to be a great what if. And he said, definitely not. He's going to come back stronger. I'm with him. The determination that he has is ridiculous, but I'm not going to lie. I am hesitant. That's a bad injury. And he's already had multiple injuries all through college. Now in the NFL, 2 knee injuries. And I put on my Twitter, I hope he doesn't become Sean Lee Part 2. Somebody just supremely talented, but just couldn't stay healthy. And it feels like this is heading that route. I just hope and pray for the best for him, man, because he to me is a star in the making, but to me he was already a star for real, and he was going to be a cornerstone for this defense with Micah, him, maybe maybe a Bland, maybe a Diggs, I don't know, but those two for sure. I like the kid Nealon. But this one hurts, dog. Like that hurts. Out of everything that happened in that game, that's the main thing that's sticking out to me is that injury. So I just hope and pray for the best, man, and I hope you can really come back and kill it. It's going to be a long, hard road, but I just hope that you can make it back and be great again. All right, so with that being said, we saw the game last night. Cowboys lose 27-20 in the last minutes of the game pretty much after a huge blunder. I don't even remember this kid's name. He was just activated again off comeback, I believe, from injury. Was his number 27? I don't know his name. We ain't going to be talking about him like that anyway. But he did the Leon Lett, and as soon as it happened, I said Leon Lett vibes. As soon as he did it, it felt like Leon Lett. So Virgil, Bengals was punting. Virgil came in and blocked it. It was like a minute something left in the game. He blocked it. All Cowboys had to do was stay away from the ball, and they had the ball. And we already know about Brandon Aubrey. We know he got the leg. We've seen it before. We've seen him killing it and doing it. So it felt like, oh, okay, they might walk off with the game-winning field goal and win the game. But that didn't happen. The Leon Lett 2024 happened. He touched the ball, Bengals recover, 3 plays later, Burrow to Chase, touchdown, game. But I give the Cowboys props for banging. They stayed, they fought it. They were there to the end, and I know the Bengals aren't a good team, at least record-wise, but that offense is a real deal offense. Joe Burrow is one of the best out there. I don't care nobody tell me. Jamar Chase is one of the best out there. T. Higgins is pretty nice. That Brown kid is pretty nice. So they got an all-star cast, skill players. So, but I thought the Cowboys could beat them just because they're the Bengals. I live out here. They're still the Bengals to me. They don't have a great defense. So I thought the Cowboys could pull it out. And like I said, defense played really good football. I'm going to be honest with you. I didn't come with the stats. Only stats I remember is the loss. Rico Dowdle had another 100-yard, back-to-back 100-yard game. I think they said that's the first time the Cowboys had a back-to-back 100-yard game since like 2022 with Tony Pollard. That's crazy. But that shows how Dallas lacked in going in the draft and getting that running back. But we ain't going through all that. We done talked about that before. The things I really want to touch on right quick, because I ain't going to stay on here long, because there really ain't nothing to really talk about for real. Cowboys are 5-8, season's over. But the thing I want to talk about is how, and I think Starr tweeted this on Twitter, and I said this, at the very beginning of the game, when Cowboys went right down there and scored with Rush, how come this seems like it's so much of a struggle with Dak Prescott, with this offense? It's always a struggle with the run game, the pass game. It's always like something. I know it wasn't last year. I get it. But this year, it just felt like everything was a damn struggle, right? Cooper Rush get in the game, and ain't nobody hyping no damn Cooper Rush. I said he's a good quarterback, mentally, good quarterback brains. He's got good size, but that arm strength is terrible, and that's why he didn't get drafted. Arm strength, garbage. But it just seems like all these players are being called and offense is free-flowing and all kind of stuff going down with this offense is just looking lovely. But it's a struggle with that. Cooper come in all kind of run game, and even though he didn't stay with the run, turning up, getting all kind of gadget plays. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. It just seems like it's just a harder way to go when Dak is in there. Free-flowing play calling happens when Rush is in there. I don't know. Maybe it's just me tripping. I don't know. Just seems like that. And then we hear in the streets from, I made the video about Dak wanting Mike McCarthy back. And then Micah said, I want at least another opportunity to run it back. No. I put it on my Twitter saying I don't care what Micah or Dak said. This should be over for Mike McCarthy. You had 5 years. And, yes, you had 3 back-to-back 12-5 seasons. I was geeked on it. I'm one who advocated for you to come here because of the skins on the wall. You feel me? I said you'll be the one that could help get Dallas over the hump. Didn't happen. So there's no point of recycling it. You had 5 years to do it. You had 3 strong years, 21, 22, and 23 for it to happen. It didn't happen under your watch. Lame duck season, like I said. There ain't nothing coming back from this as far as what's going to be better, what's going to be different. It's going to be the same thing. The team had its chance. 5 years, you had its chance. You're not winning nothing under McCarthy now. So why are you going to bring back the lame duck status? It's not going to work. It's over. Just do a whole rehaul. If you're going to do a rebuild, for real, if you was going to do the real rebuild, you should have never signed Dak. I know Jimmy Johnson said it. I ain't saying it for financial reasons. I'm saying it because Dak should have just went somewhere else and played ball, and y'all should have just started the whole thing from the ground up over. Then you wouldn't have been crying about the money, blah, 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 blah. People wouldn't have been crying in the streets. It's been a full rebuild. But, hey, I get it. You're scary in the streets, and that's why you kept Dak. You're scary. Don't tell me anything else, but I'm not going to go over that no more. It is what it is. I have my thoughts about it, and they're going to stay the same till I die. Nobody's convincing me otherwise. I don't care what none of y'all tell me. But we ain't going to keep on talking about it because it is what it is. But I just feel like there's no point in bringing Mike McCarthy back. You're not doing nothing with him. You're going to win games with him. You're probably going to go back to the playoffs with him next year. You could. But you're not winning nothing with him no more. So let it go. You try to hang on with Jason Garrett, and what happened? You had the great season, and then what happened? Playoffs, miss. Inconsistency, no. I don't care what the players are saying. Y'all need somebody new in there, right? It really don't matter to me. I'm going to just say this. I've been saying this since I started this podcast in 2017. I'm going to say it again. I just don't think the Cowboys are going to win another Super Bowl under the Joneses' watch. I don't feel that you win all them Super Bowls early in your tenure, and then you go for almost a 30-year drought, and then all of a sudden you start winning again. Super Bowls again. It just don't happen like that in sports. It just don't happen. Maybe it do if somebody find out and pull it up and find out. With this ownership, same ownership. I don't believe it's going to happen. I was pleasure to see 6 Super Bowls out of their 8. I saw 6 of them. Was happy to be able to say I saw 6. Not like some of these young Cowboys, they ain't get to see. I got to see a lot of it. So I've been blessed. So I can rest my soul if I'm a Cowboys fan or a content creator and say, hey, I saw it. Because I don't think it's happening. I don't care who they get. As long as the Joneses say the same, something's going to happen. I actually feel like this team is cursed because of Jerry. And I feel like that's why you have all these crazy little things, all fluky things are always happening in Dallas. And I just feel like those are the reasons why. The man did something, and it's hanging that cloud over Dallas. And no matter what you do, it's always going to be there. No matter what talent you get, no matter what coach you get, you'll win games, but you ain't going to go to that mountaintop again because. And that's just my opinion. I'm at peace with it. I'm always watch my Cowboys. I'm always support them because that's the Cowboys. I do not support the Joneses at all. In no way, shape, form. I do not support anything that they do. That's why I ain't paying for no games. I ain't buying none of the memorabilia, nothing. I'm a Cowboys fan for life because I love the Cowboys. You can talk about the draft all you want to. I'm the pessimistic content creator. I'm sorry, I don't fall for it. Dallas can get Gentry. They can get this. They can get that. It's going to be the same thing, y'all. I'm not being fooled by it no more. And like I said, I don't even want to keep on talking about it. There's no point in me talking about this game because they lost. And what is there to talk about to look forward to? Let's keep it real. What is there to talk about in this video to look forward to? Draft picks? I told you, and I seen BJ Nix talking about when we're going to have a Will McClay talk about these draft picks. I've been talking about these draft picks for over a month. And saying Dallas and Cowboys are overrated drafters. I said they're overrated. They're good. They're not great. And they put that thing in there like Dallas is the world's greatest drafting team. And no, they're not. They're okay. And that's one of the reasons why they lose too. And because they don't tap free agency. And if they don't hit in the draft and you don't touch in free agency and you got an okay coach, some of your players are top heavy. You don't really have no substance in the middle. You ain't going to win them games, dog. It just don't happen like that. Now, I'm going to say one thing before I get off of here. Bill Belichick interview with North Carolina, I don't care. I already done said how I feel about it. If you do it, you do it. He'd be the only hope of overriding Jerry. But I wouldn't be excited about no Bill Belichick coming here. Only person I would be excited about is Deion. So Deion, I had to break it, my video cut off, but I'm about to end it with this. I told you Deion would be the only guy that I would like just because, I don't know, I feel like he got style, he got flavor. He ain't going to bow down to Jerry. I think players will really play for him. I think players will ride for him, and I think he could get the most out of players because I think he's a motivational a coach. I listen to him. He motivates. I get motivated when I listen to him. And like I said, I'm not the Deion lover, but I'm not the Deion hater. But as far as coach, yeah. I to see the Jason Witten thing, I ain't even acknowledging that. If they hire a Jason Witten as a head coach, I definitely ain't watching this team. No. And then my last thing, Mike Zimmer. A lot of people were giving Mike Zimmer heat, myself included, for Grandpa Zim. But he's held this defense together, and they fought like animals yesterday in that game and banged out. And he's got the most from what he has had to work with. He's got the most out of it. Now, I told y'all this. Lame duck season. Don't be surprised if the Dallas Cowboys offer Mike Zimmer the head coaching job. I told y'all this before the season. I told y'all when they hired him. And if it's right, I'm Confucius Cowboys. I'm going to call myself Confucius Cowboys after this, okay? Because I'll be right on a whole bunch of shit and a lot of y'all motherfuckers don't want to acknowledge it. But that's cool. I'm going to be Confucius Cowboy if I see Mike Zimmer become head coach of the Dallas Cowboys. I ain't on that either. Too old. But I said, if that offense is suspect and he's in a lame duck status and that defense stays playing hard and playing together and they get some unexpected victories, Washington, and they could have had this one, and Jerry and them are familiar, and if a Bill Belichick if he goes elsewhere, and Kellen Moore, because he's still in the mix, don't take it. I had Mike Fisher on here. He said keep the Belichickian tree around. That's the Mike Vrabel. I'm throwing out these names. But who they familiar with? Mike Zimmer. Wasn't he a head coach? He was a head coach in Minnesota for a very long time. That defense is playing good. They're familiar. The defense didn't give up. If Belichick goes, Kellen Moore doesn't take it. Jason Witten, they don't think is ready. Mike Vrabel, I ain't with that. Why wouldn't they hire Mike Zimmer and he was a head coach? Why wouldn't they? I called it. Now let's see what happens. I told y'all Bill Belichick, as soon as he got done with New England, Dallas was going to be looking at him. I knew these names before they was even talking about them in the streets, for real. But watch this Mike Zimmer thing. If that defense stays together and keeps playing good and them other guys move off, you can see Mike Zimmer as the next head coach of the Dallas Cowboys. And I ain't going to like it. Big Game James. I'm out. Peace.